It is time for another vlog, and I'm starting out the vlog alone in my house because I went to a concert last night with my sisters, and my mother-in-law wanted to do a little sleepover with the girls. They're very excited about that, so they are still at her house. I'm waiting to go pick them up here in just a little bit, but it's just been quiet in our house, and I'm a little bit sleep deprived from the concert last night. So I think that's just like a perfect storm for me to be feeling very emotional. I've been thinking a lot about my miscarriage, which I don't even know how long ago it was. Like, I think about 3 months, almost 3 months, 2.5. It was in January, so it feels like it's been like 3 years in those 3 months. I think that's just how it feels in grief. Like, time just kind of stops, and it's hard for me not to compare it to when my dad died. There's lots of, like, obviously similarities and differences, and it's a whole different thing to lose a pregnancy, like a baby, versus losing your dad at 48, and both are, I think, equally as sad and tragic. But the miscarriage is obviously a lot more just like personal for me. And I think day to day, I just don't really think about it very much. I try not to think about it very much because I'm just trying to, show up for my kids and do all the things, be a mom, take care of the house, all the things that I'm trying to do. And in a lot of ways, that's very, very good, kind of like distracting. Because when I have days like this, where I don't have anything to do and I don't have my kids and I just kind of sit and cry the whole day, I don't really like doing that. It doesn't feel very good. I know it's like necessary at times to do it because it's part of like grieving and healing and whatever, but it's not very fun. And I don't have anyone to talk to right now, so I just like set up the camera and I'm just like, I don't know, I already wrote in my journal a bunch of thoughts. I already filmed a TikTok with some of my thoughts too, but then I started crying, so I don't think I'll post that. But anyway, if I can hold myself together for a minute, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about like where I'm at with my miscarriage almost 3 months later. I said that day to day I don't really think about it, and that's partially true. The girls are always bringing it up in one way or another. They love to like play games where they're pregnant, and they ask me all the time, like, when will we see our angel baby again? When will you have another baby? Are you pregnant yet? They do bring it up a lot, and they'll say, I miss our angel baby. I wish you still had our angel baby in your tummy. So we are constantly talking about and thinking about our little baby, and the one that we lost and the one that we will have again someday. Just like being sad and letting myself feel really sad about it. I don't do that very often. The thing that makes me the most sad is like thinking about the age gap between Ivy and the next baby getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that it's not that big a deal. And there are like big age gaps between siblings, and it's all just fine. But thinking about that makes me really, really sad because Ivy is going to be the best big sister. She's just so tender and sweet, and she loves babies, and I just cannot wait to make her a big sister. I seriously cannot wait. Like, I look forward to that so much, even more than like me holding the baby and cuddling the baby. I just look forward to seeing Ivy and Emery with the baby, and so that's really hard. And I'm trying to have a mindset of like, oh, we have now this extra time as a family of 4 before we add another baby to the family. Like, let's make the most of this. Let's make some memories. Like, I would love to, go on a family vacation or something. I would love to just kind of do all these things that with just us 4, like, make so many memories. And I felt like that last summer, because I kind of felt like last summer was going to be our last summer as a family of 4. Didn't know for sure. And then I was really looking forward to this next summer, like adding someone and it just kind of being this big summer of change for our family. And anyway, so I'm trying to still have the mindset of like, oh, we have this extra time with our girls, like, let's make the most of it. Then I feel guilty for even feeling that way because I'm like, that makes it seem like I'm happy that we have this extra time, and I'm really not. There's so many like nuances and conflicting thoughts and emotions. I do have faith in like that God has a plan for me and for our family. I believe that wholeheartedly. I've had times in my life where I've had to, just really trust in his timing and in his plan, but never in this way where it just feels like, but my plan, like the way that it was going was so good. Like having a baby in July, like that's all that I ever wanted. Like a 3.5-year age gap, that seemed just perfect to me. Like all of this just seemed so incredibly perfect, and it just, in my mind, I have the hardest time seeing how like God can have something better for me, and I have faith and hope that that is the case. Like I know that in smaller ways that's been the case in my life, but this just feels like such a big way, and it just kind of feels like really, like I have a hard time believing it some days. I'm like, it was so perfect. Like, how do you have something better for me? Then after this hard season, there will be a really, really good season. So I'm trying to have faith in that. And I'm getting very vulnerable here on YouTube. And not really sure why. Maybe I'll regret this later. Maybe I'll never post this. But if you're seeing this, just know that I'm fine. I'm just having one of those days. And it is spring break this week, so it's kind of our first real spring break because Emery's in school 4 days a week. She doesn't have school this week. We don't dance, nothing like that. So it's like our first spring break. We're not really going anywhere, doing anything. Braden is going somewhere. He has to go somewhere for work. So he's gonna be gone most of the week, but we're just gonna try and make the most of this week. I'll try and vlog what I can, and I'm gonna go put some eye patches on under my puffy eyes and go pick up the girls. We're gonna have a much better day. It's only like 2 p.m. so we got a lot left in this day, and we're gonna turn it around and try and be happy. I went and met up with the girls at a park, and it was good to be back with them. I am just so thankful for them every single day. They are so cute and funny. They make me smile and laugh every single day, and I think having a miscarriage has just put into perspective what a miracle every child is. And I mean, I knew that before, but I just see it in a total different light now. I really was just kind of in a funk the whole weekend, and that's okay. I think it's normal to have days like that where you're just kind of feeling down. I'm really thankful for my mom. She is such an inspiration to me, just her faith and her hope and her perspective on things. And so when I'm in a funk, it's really good for me to be able to talk to her, and we had lots of good talks this weekend. We talked about how grief has just made us feel things deeper. It's made us feel the hard things and the sad things deeper, but it's also helped us to feel more joy. When we do feel joy, it just feels even brighter because of that contrast from the pain. My girls were so excited to go bowling. I have not been bowling in years, but they were very excited about it, and it was fun to take them. It just really reminded me to be in the moment and to just find joy in the little things, and I don't really have to do anything super extravagant. My kids are happy with just an hour of bowling, and that is the highlight of their spring break. Another thing that my mom was telling me, and she's said this over and over since my dad died, just that it is so much less painful to just kind of accept your reality instead of constantly thinking, why me? How is this my life? Why did this have to happen? And just accepting it and moving forward and trying to pick up the pieces. It doesn't mean that you won't still feel the pain and you won't still be sad, but it just is less painful to think of it that way. And honestly, with my miscarriage, I have had a really hard time accepting it, but I do know that this is all part of a bigger plan that I'm not aware of and I can't see yet. So I'm trying to move forward with a little bit more of that perspective of just try to accept it for what it is. I know I've been kind of a downer in this vlog. I'm sorry, and I've gotten pretty personal, but I just feel so pulled to share about my miscarriage because I found a lot of comfort in hearing other people share about it, and I just hope that this can help someone feel a little less alone. So if you're about 3 months out from your miscarriage and still really struggling, you're definitely not alone. I am right there with you, but I have hope in brighter, happier days ahead. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next vlog.